Morning, everyone. Another minute and we get started. Just going to mute you all. There's a bit of background noise, but I'll always unmute later on as per normal if you want to interact verbally. That's correct, as expected. 40% or whatever it was. Okay, I passed. Morning, guys. So let's get started. I think we're busy sending it out, this particular trade. So you should get in your MT5 mailbox anytime soon. But anyway, I've got it on there. Yeah, so there it is. What's the reason behind it? None in particular. We've got interest rates out, etc. I'm not going to get too fundamental on this. It's purely a technical as a range trade. So you can see what's going on here. Where's it's 0.04, sorry. I'm going to say it's reasonably 60 odd bucks, which is not an issue. Yeah, so range trade. Ideally, I got it down for 85 entry. It's a little bit above that, but 5 pips. I think it's not such a big deal to chase it at 5 pips. You might want to try and get 85. That's the trade idea when that's an entry at 1.5485. Clearly, it's 90 at the moment. But yeah, so put the TP a little bit higher than maybe the trade will come out as, only a couple of pips higher. But anyway, as a range trade, no more, no less, nothing more complicated than that. It will be sent out to you guys, but you're in the trade room now, so we'll discuss it in detail. I've given my take on it, and yeah, there you are. I need to sort of verbally develop any more than that. It's clear it's a range trade. Anyone who's got any hair left, has it been blown back on this? What do you think? No, just settled down and into TR. Suddenly got to get the things working now. So what do you think? No comments? Barney likes it. Just listening, fair enough. Okay, Gerard likes it. Okay, well, it'll be sent out to everyone anyway just now. But there we are. Okay, so I've got it clearly down as a trade idea anyway, so a couple of people like it. As I say, it's 60 odd bucks a micro. It's not gonna hurt the it's just about much. Obviously, we got a million, 100,000. I'm saying it's a possibility for guys with smaller accounts, basically. Because remember, if you got 5 or 6, 700 around or something, if you've got 150, 200 risk, it's a bit hectic. This everyone, just about everyone can afford it. Okay, there we are. Take it off in a moment. Just make sure you've all got that. Anne-Marie or somebody, it doesn't really matter who, just let me know if you get it in the mailbox, okay, as when, because I want to make sure you're getting these trades, because I don't send them out. I obviously I come up with the idea, but I don't physically send them. And I'll make sure you're getting it okay. Because I don't post them anymore on the quick trade group. I just post some daily updates. It's supposed to be sent from the office. If it's not, then I might have to post it on the group. I think it'll be sent to everyone. I'm not sure. Because if you've got less than a couple of grand in your account, or 2.5, they say, well, it's difficult really to go for a couple in a day, but the guys with more can get 2 or 3. They've got the funds to do it. So if you bombard the guy with letter, they might take the ball, as I mentioned before, and then they wonder why they get a margin call. Still not there. I can't place it until they should be sending it out now. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. You've got it there anyway, so it's irrelevant. You're in the trading room. You're in the trading room. No matter you got 1 round of 1 million, it doesn't matter. You have access to all of it. This is where most of it comes from anyway. So you've got it there anyway. So they should do. But yeah, I don't know who they're sending it out to. It's whether it's the VIP or to the non-VIP. As far as I know, occasionally send out to everyone, but most of the time it's 500 or above. Try and encourage people, if they're going to do this, they need some funds to do it, basically. Got a guy yesterday who said, man, I couldn't place a trade. He's got 170 bucks in his account. You know, it's how they put it, it's not going to work. Can't place a trade if you haven't got the funds, basically. Okay, yeah, so there is. I can move on then. Good. Let's wait for these 2 come in. Just hold on a second. There's just 2 more coming in. I might like it. See 2 more guys. Sorry, I missed the other person coming in. Got a trade out there. Come back to that's where I want to get in at 54.85. If you want the idea behind that, sorry, peeps, the guys have been a few minutes, is purely nothing more complicated, a range trade. And at 50 odd bucks or 60 just now, micro, it's a possibility. There you are. So if you want to take it, there you are. Right, I'm going. Another one we looked at. I'm not sure I'm going to send it out or not. I post it for them to do if they want it. Is Brent. A couple of shares in a minute, because all the rest are shares. Brent, just to give me a second while I check it out. You could do that. Just do Brent first, and I've got it up there. What were the figures on Brent? In a second. Okay, 81 and write it down so I can 81.85, 81.75. Loss, just let these guys in. 78.69. I'll put up in a minute and see what you think. And 87.8. Okay. Okay, that's Brent. Right, who likes this one? Pietro likes it. Anybody else like it? There you do in a minute, Anthony. Okay, fine. Get it written down here. Yeah, yeah, that's sorted. Fine. Yeah, that goes. Okay, right. You've all got that. Okay, want to come back to it? I can. Right. Just to go over, we've got a couple out. GBP NZD took off nicely yesterday. These are the ones we got in yesterday afternoon. I think also in the morning. I can't remember actually. Yeah, we got those out yesterday for GBP NZD. And that was a sell at 91.46. Clearly, it's over 100 pips in profit. Clearly, if you're in that one, you took it. Keep the smile on your face by modifying your stop loss accordingly. So you're building a winner, whatever happens. Okay. So I know a few people took it because it's written down. It didn't get sent out. Don't quite know why, but they didn't send it out. It's a bit of a pity because it's a beaut. It's over 100 pips in profit, 115 pips in profit. So you can obviously reduce your stop loss accordingly. Okay. For those in that shop figures, I can give it to you. But whatever you do, modify, you're not using that trade. It's looking good. 89.60 is only 60 pips away from the TP, so maybe we'll get there. Seems to have a little bit of a resistance there. A few buyers will come in. So whatever, make sure you bank a nice profit, whatever happens. Okay. Happy. Good. So we'll click on that one because that went nicely. The EUR-JPY is a sell by two ladies. I didn't agree with it. I don't think it went too well. So in retrospect, probably right to see the long rather than the short. 142.22 on the EUR-JPY. There was a sell at sell. It's not doing too badly now. 142.22. It's coming nicely. So unless you're stopped out, it did well. Well, quite frankly, I think most of the guys, if they went long, would have taken the profit up there anyway, that high. But look, it's held that nicely. It's come back. It's now holding on this level here. I'm now thinking this is a buy. So if you're in a sell and Tombi, I think you were one of the people who took it. I would start questioning whether you should be holding on to that trade because it looks like it's rescued you. But I now think that's a buy. Again, like the previous thing on the euro, just had the euro cat out. I think this is also a buy. Again, a range trade. What do you think? Just make it a little bit clearer. Maybe a stop down. Yeah, where's the TP first? Let's do this. 120 pips, that's fine. So yeah, we can just squeeze it below here. It's really pushing it. Probably have to be a bit tighter. Right about that level there. Ideally, I like to have it below here, but that's not going to work then. 820, no, it's not going to work. No, it's not going to work. So we'll have to have a tighter stop. Maybe we use the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour down there somewhere. Okay. Okay. Well, what I'm saying, Polosho. I'll write it down, do one at a time. Not for your sake, for mine. I get confused, my old age. GER30. Okay, and I think, yeah, but if you're a buy, okay, I think it's a buy from these levels here. Yeah, JPY has been a bit strange, but anyway. Okay, fine, Tom. I think you got out of jail a little bit there. But anyway, good stuff. Right. Okay, let's go back and do this then. Risk reward. I'll prefer the daily. We're going to have to make it a bit tight on the daily. We'll put the TP and start off with up here. 142.92. And then the stop loss we can put down here. Something like that. Does it work on the 4 hour? Yeah, it works on the 4 hour. Okay, do you like those figures? Well, I put it down, send it. I need some backup from you guys. If you all don't like it, I'm not going to post it to on the company WhatsApp for them to send out. This is a two-way stream here. I need your help as well. Any likes it? Anybody else? No problem, do you? Anybody else like it? That's surprising. Well, anyway, thanks for letting me know. You've got it. I don't quite know where that is. I've got time now to go and pull up the group of WhatsApp, the office, basically. Don't know why that is. Shouldn't have sent out. Anyway, where are we? EY, 1 trillion, 1.8. Okay, so a couple of people have got that written down. Pretty nice. I'm just going to post that, see if they like it. I'm just thinking actually what you said, Jeff, about the what's happening there? Try it again. There we go. Okay, I'm just seeing what you're saying there about Japanese yen. We mentioned, I think Mark was in here, a couple of guys were in the long on it, or was it Maris? I can't remember, somebody, a couple of people were in the long on it. And I said it could, I wouldn't be selling it, but it could get a bit of a pullback. Go back to daily. Remember, it was about here. No, it was Eugene. Beg your pardon, it was Eugene. No, sorry, Maris, it was Eugene. I remember that. He said, well, I can't say get out of it, it goes up, you're not be happy. So I just transferred that question to I would have got out of it there. And it turns out if you did take it, you'd have been okay. So I thought after that big move up I mentioned, after a couple of days, there might be some profit taking pull back around these levels. So it's come off a bit. So I think on the yen particularly, it's just a bit of a pullback. Okay, it should be sent out now, so that's fine. See where it goes with that one. Scars. Okay, so yeah, go back to that. So I replied to the office there quickly. So we're expecting them to no. Okay, right. Yeah, so that I think, yeah, going back to what we talked about there, sorry interruptions. Yeah, I think that's just a bit of a pullback on. That's why it's a bit funny at the moment. Going from that point of view. Okay, so I'll stick to that. The trades which we got out. Okay, that's fine. Now let's move on. You've just sent the details now on the WhatsApp. Have you got a problem there? Do you want me to post it on my QT group? He says no, so you should all be getting it now. Well, or they send it to anyway. Okay, well, indeed, took my time over the weekend to understand how the CFD risk and reward calculator works in the LMS and understand the importance of it being based trade and not going over. Yeah, that's correct. It's just simple math. You don't. I would say, I'd say it again and again. Equity management is vital. You know, anyone plays poker or knows the rules of poker, you don't go all in because if you're called and you haven't got the cards aren't good enough to the opposition, you can't play the next round. You've got to leave the table. So you need to make sure you've got equity management. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now what's this? Buy SL 1 point. What's this one, Pete? 1.5442. Yeah, you're talking Euro AUD. I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, Pete. I think it's been sent out. Should I send it to the group? And clearly, the office said no, so it means they sent it. So you should receive it in your WhatsApp sent by the office, the EUR AUD one. Okay. Good. Okay, fine, Monday. Good stuff. Right, the GER 30. Now what? Yeah, okay. GER 30. Right, where am I on this one? You're looking for an entry. I forget who asked that question. Are you looking for an entry on this one, or you're already in, or what do you want to do with the GER 30? Just to scale up to actually GER 30. Okay, Colosio, you want to short it. Okay, good enough. Yeah, I agree. Let's see, let's look at the weekly.
Incoming mail.
There we are. So it's sent to everyone by the sound of it. You should have got the trade idea now. Okay, just try to go back to that trade. In the trading, we get it back quicker, we sort it out, etc., move on. When you send out there, it's got to be passed through, it's a bit of, getting the numbers right and bits and pieces right, so it can be a bit delayed. Sometimes you get a better price, sometimes you don't, but that's why sometimes the admin delay is there. Okay, so get these guys in now. Right, so looking to short it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We're on the weekly now. How far away is that? 280 pips, that can get a cut it. So we'll do a tighter stop loss. So that's the only issue I have. If you want the tighter stop loss, fair enough. If you want the longer one, it's going to be costly. Even there, you're looking at 100 pips odd as your stop loss. So you're looking in the region of about 170 rand a micro. If you put it up here, which is probably a wise, then you're looking at over $21, which is about 350, 360 rand a micro. Now, the question is, if anyone likes a GR30, you've got to make your mind up. Do you want the wider stop, which might make it a bit uncomfortable, guys, on the wider stop, less than 5 grand. That's the only problem. You're going to have the tighter one. You see this. Thanks, Pietro. Okay, you want the tighter one. Put it up here. Okay. So, otherwise, I'm happy with that. But you can tighter one or the one that's a little bit wider. You have to put it there. Then it sort of might become affordable. Then we could have tighter TP. We can take it down to here. 151.76. Don't forget, go to GR30, remember? Just check the contract and all the rest of it. Specification, contract 10, all indices are, and your margin is there if you want to check that out. All the information is there. Okay, there you're getting a nice 2-to-1. If you want a slightly wider stop, you can, but even at that, it's 160 Rand. So, you know, if you got a 1,000 Rand in your account, that's 16%. It's a bit hectic. So I'm suggesting you don't go in unless you've got at least 2 grand in your account, preferably a little bit more. And I don't think it's wise to stop any tighter. You could get very frustrated to get knocked out and take a loss in the noise, and it comes off and goes in the right direction. Hope you understand that. Okay. Thanks, Tombi. Okay, so if you like this one, guys, tell me. If you want a wider stop because you can afford it, tell me. Do I agree with the short? Yes, I do. Who agrees on those figures? Who agrees on different figures? Who thinks a load of old baloney? I'm not going to do it. Any comments, guys? What do you want to do? You'll wait, not fair. Okay, Palosh, I think you're on your own on that one. So, well, I won't write it down because I need a couple of going in. You've got a bit of support there. Oh, I will write it down. 115,357. 15,448. 15,76. Put Brent as well. Okay, yeah, well, as you said, so you don't want to have 20 different trades in there if you've already got enough, that's fair enough. So we've got the Brent out, see how that goes, Euro AUD, Euro JPY, and we've got the German 30. Not too bad, even half an hour, we've got a couple out, that's good stuff. Okay. Have you all got that? Can I knock it off? I've got it written down to go back to. Happy? Knock it off. Okay, I just want to go over the trades on the shares. Okay, we've got quite a few. Some would like to take but couldn't simply because, well, this is too many. But I suppose it's a nice choice to have. Apple, 152.15, slight profit there. That's fine. Don't forget, guys, A1 Dealer, you know this now. It's a different calculator. You got it on the LMS quite rightly, and it's an Excel spreadsheet. And yeah, and it opens up as 4, so we know that. So slight profit on that one. Google was the next in line for those who took it. It's just a recap on that one. Google 103.75, now about $1 a share in profit, so that's okay. Both okay. 3 was Microsoft. Remember the gold one's sort of easing slowly, but slightly up if you took the gold one. Microsoft, 256.50, about the same. Okay, so that's fair enough. The next one was NKE, Nike. So those are going to afford those shoes. Marketed in America and made in Japan. I love it. 124.50. It's $1 to the negative. But so it's not a train smash, but $1 to the negative. Oracle 89.10. Okay, just under $1 in the positive. And another one that I've come up with, we can look at now, unless you've got something else that's obviously, remember this is really more for the afternoon, but I can look at it now quickly, unless you want to put something else that's actually open at the moment. I see, this is getting in the way now, so carries forward to other charts, so I'll knock it off. I see a short on this one. What do you think? If you've got enough shares, you say, I can't handle any more, fair enough. Let me know. If you haven't, you'd like to look at this one, I can go through some details with you. But I see a short on this one. What do you reckon? Charles Schwab, You may or may not have heard of it. Corporation. It's a ginormous stockbroker, basically, almost like a hedge fund, very large. It's like Quick Trade, but just much bigger. Fair enough. Care for the NAS guys. Okay, right, Gerard. Simply put, I think it's a bit of a down. I think most of the market's coming off. I know it's not part of the NAS, so I'll have a quick check anyway. The 12.5 seems at this stage to be holding. I'm just going to look at the dollar index quickly. Dollar index is still, well, it's about even Steven, but it's not weakening much. So I see a bit of a pullback on this, and technically it's backing it up on this holding here. So put the stop up here where I've got it written down for Charles Schwab, or have I here? 81.90. In other words, $2 away. Exactly $2 away. I've got it. 81.90. Right about there's a stop. Okay. Just out the way up there, and I've got the TP down at 75.50, which is around about these levels here. Yeah, around about these levels here. Okay. You won't get a risk reward if you aim at that, but I don't see why it shouldn't come down here. Okay, this is the 100 getting in the way. We didn't have this before, just these two. So it's well within that neutral range. So I think this is not bad. If you like it, I'll give you figures. In fact, I'll just write, I've got it written down anyway, if you like it. And we can discuss again at 4 o'clock this afternoon and see what it's like on opening. I'm just throwing that into the mix to check, to jot it down. Okay. But I'll write it down for you and then we can discuss it more later on, just before opening. Charles Schwab, remember, SCHW dot sell around 79.9 SL, where we got $2 away, so that's simple enough. Where's it? 81.9 TP 75.50. Risk is clearly $2 a share. Don't forget, it's a share. You do 1 or 2 or 3. You don't go 0.1. That's for Forex. Remember the contract size on, let's say, this one here. Let's just, they're all the same, so I'll just pick that one. Is 100,000 is the contract size. We're going to Schwab. It's only 1. See you up? It's only 1. That's why do bigger volumes. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. All the shares at this stage are 5% margin. 5 into 100 is 20. So your leverage is 20 to 1. So yeah, it's about $35 a share here in rands, or $2 you're a dollar guy. You quite likes that one. So you have to, sorry, sorry, written it down without pasting it. There we are, picked the wrong button. So several things happen at once. Now, requested the levels. So let's see, levels on what? EURJPY. You'll have to forgive me, guys. As I said before, I don't know why they can't do it themselves. Quite straightforward, but anybody else me to do it. Okay, EURJPY. Again. Stop loss 141.2. 142. That's already there. What a pleasure. Okay. Thanks for your patience, but anyway, need to get this trade out. Can do me head actually, it's easy enough. Press the wrong button again. Bloody thing. Just sorry, I'm trying to rush this for you guys. I'm doing more typo than anything else. 240. 50. It's 240, 320. That's done. Right, I can knock this off. Okay, where were we then? Done the German 30. Well, oh yes, sharp, we got that. So Petty can't enter now, like I mentioned, but you can make a note of it and see what it's like at opening later on this afternoon, those are joining us. And yeah, if you like it, that's great. Okay. Let's go back to it. What's it at the meantime? What do you think? Do you like the share? If you like it and you can't enter, that's fair enough because you've got too many open positions. I can hear that, but your opinion is always valuable. What do you think? With the figures I've got there on the chat line. Yeah, it's a good point. Flash brothers. Don't forget Pal's speaking tonight. Don't forget. Look, I was on that subject. Give me a second. I'm just going to put it down for you guys here. Economic calendar. You need to keep this. Some guys don't have it, I know. Too many open, that's fair enough. It's there for those who haven't, who might be new to it. And what time's he speaking tonight? Hope you all know who he is. He's the chairman of the Federal Reserve of the United States. Very important, the most important financial on the planet, actually. And he's at 20 to 8, he's speaking. What I think he's going to say, I think he's going to stick with the Q&A being, got to keep that inflation down, etc., etc. So we much change on that, but it could move the markets anyway. There's a dollar index, you guys. Okay, I just want to put my number down as well. Roger, trading support. I'm going to put a caveat on it in a moment. Just write this down first. WhatsApp, please. Don't call me on that unless it's really, really vital. It's too time consuming. Just send a WhatsApp. If it needs to be a long discussion, I'll call you. Okay, then it's a recorded line and basically the company pays. Right, okay, now the caveat is if you've got less than 500, sorry, mate, I can't help you. I cannot add value. It's just too small. 500 you can, but if you've got 2,500 rand or more, you'll automatically be uploaded to the VIP account, but I'll also put you on my QT group, which you'll get on top of that daily updates. Okay, so just let me know by WhatsApping me. And please don't say, like I said before, hi, I'd like to add to the group. Who the hell are you? You know what I mean? I don't say, and then I'll put back George. Well, who the hell's George? So put your full names and real account number be ideal. I can check it out and then find that's great. And I'll WhatsApp you and upload you as spoken. So that is it indeed. Okay, so hope you all got that. There's my number, contact 500 more. You can anyway, at least you can contact. Remember, I am trading support. I'm not technical support. I'm not the account manager, so it's purely through trading matters because I'm licensed to advise, legally speaking, so I can do that. If it's just to do with open another account or how to open my demo account, open up another live account or whatever, then you go to the account manager. You should have the details. If you don't, it's on the portal. Go there and you'll see the account manager details. Okay, everything's there on the portal. Okay, so there we are. Just a bit of a go-to guide. You get stuck. Okay. Great. GL30. Nice and it goes well. The other guys didn't go for it. 357. Yep, already done 40 odd pips. Don't know how many guys went for it, but those who did are smiling. You might get a bit of noise around the round figure, guys. Remember, 100 is not as round a figure as, let's say, 500, and then less of us. It's all psychological. It's less around figure like 15,000 or 14,000. Just bear that in mind. It's nothing to do with any rationale. It's purely psychological round figure. It seems to be beautifully, absolutely ignored. Let's go through it, eh? What a pleasure. Yeah, hey, nice one. Yeah, well, I was thinking of do this. I was thinking of Anna Marie there. Is there anything happening on that damn footsie? Not much. So maybe like NGAS, maybe give it a bit of a wide berth and hope it comes right. What is doing happened to NAS? It's coming off a bit. The S&P, we've got to trade out in the S&P. I know some guys took it. Let's check it out. Where is it? Here up. 4098, a little bit of profit there. We get in a couple of days ago, actually. Yeah, it was yesterday, actually. 41.15, not exactly shooting the lights out, but at least a bit of a profit there. It's trying to get some down movement. So anyway, it's not much, but at least it's there. Oh, shame. Okay. So we'll make Nengas, Stefani, and Mark as a no-go zone. Put C with you, no-go zone. Okay. Okay. Now what? Little Brent. It's like they want figures on Brent now, so just come back to me on that. Okay. I couldn't understand it, you star. Okay. Where now is my chat line? Excuse me. Ah, there it is. Got it out of the way there. Mark's joining us. Good. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, I saved us breaking a little bit of time putting all those figures out. That's Andy's done it for us. Now, I'm almost certain the Brent, the Euro JPY will be sent out onto the VIP group, because if they send 3 on the smaller ones, so we can get the concept on this, then you won't be able to take them because of lack of funds, basically. Okay, so what's the answer? If you can, put more funds in. If you can't, well, there it is. Okay, GR30 is doing okay. Brent, is Brent doing okay, by the way? Let's have a just quick check that. I think we're going to send it out now. Yo. Did anyone take? I know they took the Brent. A few guys took it. That's doing nicely. To send it out now, it'll be too late. That ship sailed a bit slow, eh? Don't hope to record them. Tick me off on that. Euro JPY 83. Where's the Euro JPY? 141.83. You've got to buy on that one. Come off a bit, but you see if that holds. Okay. So that wiped the smile on my face. So EUR AUD. Just slightly below, but it's not a big strength smash at the moment. Okay. So it's 2 slightly below. Yeah, I know. I saw it now. Thanks. Look all over the place and I skipped it to the other screen to see something. Okay, thank you. Okay, right. So one's nice, the GR's nicely, and Brent's nicely. The other two slightly down. See how they work out. Okay, S&P and gold are doing okay last we looked. GBP NZD, clearly modifying your stop. That's a winning trade. That was a beaut. That's great. And the other one was the GBP CHF. Did very well. Then he gave us some jip. Is it coming to the party at all? That's one. It's coming to the party. So there you are. There's a good example. You've got to stick it out, guys. It's frustrating at times. I get that. Look what happened yesterday. Flew off, then bounced up. So the guy's got to give it a couple of days to maybe to see it work through. So at the moment, little pips in profit. What a pleasure. Because it's jumping around a bit, I think just leave the stop loss for the moment. If you can think of 1.11, the downside, absolutely you can move your stop loss. But I think just leave it for the moment, but at least now it's in profit. So let's just sum this up for guys. Looking good. Gold slightly in profit. GBP NZD is beautifully in profit. S&P slightly in profit. And the GBP CHF is quite nicely in profit. It's a bit high. I prefer to have it a little bit lower. I'll tell you what, give it a miss. Powell speak tonight will have quite a radical effect on gold jumping around. I do see upside. I'm just prefer to get a little bit cheaper than that. So I think if you're not in, there's plenty of trades out there. We're not short of trades at the moment, so finally I think you should probably just sit. If you're not in it, leave it alone. No problem, non-familiar. These things happen. Yeah, I think we've got enough out there. Maybe even if you want to speak tonight, even then I prefer around about 1870 mark. But the DXY is holding up. It's increasing as we speak. So I do see the upside, but that might jam the works. But I do see upside. If you get 1870 or below, power or no power, I would take it. With 1845 stop. Yeah, I forgot what the TP is written down yet. Yeah, 1915 TP, 1845 stop, 1870 entry or better, which means lower. Okay. But I do like it. I think he's going to have hawkish stance on it. I'm going to be very surprised if he's going to suddenly make that. Yeah, I see some upside there. Okay, we'll leave that for the moment. Come back to it. Okay, where were we now? We covered those. Yeah, we've got quite a few CFD ideas coming up. We'll discuss later on. Yeah, is the NASDAQ coming off, and then we can discuss other stuff if you like. Let's do a slightly shorter term chart. Yeah, it's getting a bit of move down on that. Okay, so look like the pullback is not stance up here. That's fine. Okay, went in yesterday. Yeah, doing a well, slow, but this is the plus side. Eh? Not much, but at least slightly plus. If you're not nothing, just leave for the moment. So we're not short of trade, so it's not batting for it. It's in the red at the moment, but is it really coming off badly? That's my worry. Is it really? No, not that too bad. We looked at the moment. So yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, right. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to discuss? You've got my details. You've got the position size calculator. You've got the DXY. I posted that in the economic calendar. Just go over quickly again. We've got a moment. Don't forget, save your charts by going to templates and save the template. Put whatever name you like in there and save it. Don't forget to save it. So if you do lose them, just go right click, templates, pick the one you like, click on it, and your charts are up and running again. See you all this afternoon. See you this afternoon, Maris. Good stuff. AUD NZD is a short. Who's this one, Brady? Let's have a look. Don't forget, guys, save your charts. AUD NZD is the correct one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See what I mean? Yeah. Let's just crunch it a bit. It's trying to move up. It's a range trade. What is the depth of that range? Is it worth it? 100 pips. Seems to be holding there in the neutral zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 2 weeks there, just under. As it's trying to pop up, the sellers are coming in. We've had the information now about interest rate came out, as they all seem to do, exactly as expected. So that's been priced in. What do I see to push through against its neighbor there? Pretty strong economy, NZD guys. So why should it break to the top? I'm inclined to agree with Mr. Barlow. I see that. Yeah. We've got too many trades, guys. Either you love it, not much you can do about it, leave it alone. Or bung another 10K. go to your spouse and go and get down your knees and ask for another 10K if you like it to put in your account. Only kidding. Right, but yeah, I see it now. Can we get a risk reward? Got it up here. Yep, we can. About 50 odd pips. Take it down about here. That's not going to work. It's going to take it down to about here. You have to aim around about these levels to make it work. Don't think this is big enough. No, it's not big enough. So if you go in now, this is the 4 hour. Buyers are coming in. Still range trading. Maybe you might get a slightly better price. Is it slightly trending upwards at the moment? Not really. The sellers are coming already. No, I think waiting for a better price won't serve it. So we've got to put it just above here, maybe 50 pips. We've got at least 90 pips. Yeah, we're going to look about that level. That should do it. I'm going to put that up to there. Right about that level there. Okay, I have to be honest, Brady, I agree with you. I like it. What do you think, guys? Before I put the calculator up, what do you think? Those who join a bit late haven't got a trade. Great. If you've got enough money to trade, don't forget, if you haven't got enough free margin after you place the other trade, don't do it. It's no good saying I got free margin, I placed a trade. Now you got very little. You're risking getting margin called. You've got to have free margin. Otherwise, the company or the market maker or the bank or whatever will close your biggest trade to release margin. Very, very important. These basics we try to teach in the trade room. Other guys don't come, they don't know that. Okay, Brent's going out as well. Good stuff. I think that ship might have sailed there in. Oh, hi, Marshall. Good stuff. I think I've got 2 L's in your name. Take one L off. Okay, check the RR. What was the sell with it? I went at 50 pips above that, so maybe 1.102. There we are. 0.1020. Yeah, it's fine. TP will do 1.08. Make it 75 to cover the spread. That's fine. That's good enough. And look at the beauty of that. It's just under 60 rand a micro. So it's affordable to everybody. Why do you think about that? I just want to make a statement here, just so you know. Tech stocks don't always, but normally a lot quicker. So just check when you're going into a share we're talking about now, just check the previous movement. I like Schwab particularly, he's quite quick. There's 1 or 2 others like Nike, who's a little bit of a worry because you could be stuck in it for a few weeks. A lot of non-tech stocks we call swing trading, which means you can be in there for a while. They're a bit slower. Now that's fine if you've got a decent TOM in your account because you can let it run as you do trading around it. But if you haven't got a large account and you tie your money up there, it means you can't trade because all your money's in that specific trade and you're sitting and wait to get out. So just check on the likelihood. So it's no good saying I'm going to aim, that's my target. The last time that target was there, even though I agree with the direction, was 5 or 6 weeks ago. You might just have to leave it because you don't want to be tied up in it for too long because you haven't got the funds to trade on other ones. Hope that makes sense. Meta, I looked at yesterday, I was a bit hesitant on it. We didn't see any much see-through, follow-through on that. Look at the moment. Let's just see AUD first of all. Eugene likes it. Anybody else like it? Brady clearly didn't came up with it. So I just need a bit of positive feedback and I'll write it down if that's the case. And then I'll send it on. If you get enough people saying yes, quite a few. Give me a moment. I'll just post on the trading support group to see AUD. Remember, guys, you can take whatever account you like in here, but if this gets sent out, it'll only be on the VIP because you've already got one on the low one. You won't be able to send too many to the guys that won't have it. Okay, 66. 1.1020. 0875. So it's not in the right direction. Okay, all right, see how that goes. Thanks, Brady. I like it. Thank you. You see how we interact, guys? See, you know, this is a forum. This is where we interact. I get my ideas, which most of them, quite a lot of them anyway, from the trading room. And it's nice to have a moral backup. Even I'm pretty strong in it. Other guys say, I'm not so sure. Why is that? A good point. And I think maybe leave it or whatever. So we get several saying, I like it. You know, it just then we know why we're doing it, and we get that encouragement. It all makes sense. Okay, and remember, there's a couple of no thanks there. In other words, some guys might even stay along. Just because one or two think it's a short doesn't mean to say other guys might come up and have it as a long. We get that. It encourages people to think, question, and we just get better at it as a result of it. Okay, good stuff. Right, I'll just knock that off. And we can look at something else, or we can discuss previous trades, or discuss anything, any questions you're not sure of, etc. Don't forget, if you can't make it, the trading room, I post it with the times of the trading session on the YouTube, on the social media. To get there, go to the portal, scroll to the bottom of the menu, and you see social media, YouTube. You can click on it, just check the date. It's recent, not a problem. It's obviously a little bit old. It might be, well, it will be out of date. Just be careful of that. So, you know, you're driving, you can't see the afternoon, you want to look at it. Once you've settled in, you can look at the recording. You've always fast forward it for my waffle and look for the stuff, get salient points of interest to you. You're overexposed, Pete. Okay, well then don't do that. Don't overexpose. That's fine. Which is basically saying I don't want to go into more trades for that reason. You know, I like it. That makes sense. That's right, we did. Yeah, we're still in it. Yeah. S&P went in yesterday. I'm still in it. I don't know if it's still doing okay. I'll tell you now. It's about even Steve, a bit slow. Brent, let's have a look. Brent, I think more technically than anything else. Okay, to be fair, we got a better price. The trade 81.75 has already got 50 cents. I know where you come from, Paul. I know you come from, Cozy, because it's down there below these guys. Yeah, I get that. But I just feel that as you can see, it's been going in a kind of range there, back up again. So I just thought, well, it's a little bit oversold at these sort of levels down here. There could be a chance of pop up there. And on top of it, the producers want to have oil price at a reasonable price. If it goes up there, they don't want to bankrupt the West. Otherwise, you know, they're killing the goose the golden egg, basically. And if it's too low, they've got bills to pay. And you know, like everywhere else, if you're used to have an oil price at, let's say, $85, and it goes to 80, it's when you're doing millions of barrels a day, you know, it's extreme reduction of income. And they use that oil to go and, you know, build stuff and, you know, whatever. So they need to keep that income a little bit on the steady side. So it starts heading down around about these levels. The buyers will come in, technically, it's leveraged, and they'll feel the threat that they might start closing down slightly the taps, for one better way of putting it, to reduce supply, which inevitably cause them bigger demands. So that's the reason why I thought some upside. It's a little bit higher than the signal that was sent out, which we did this morning at 81.75. Ideally, we hesitated in the trading yesterday. It was around about the 79.80 mark. Just wanted to get it maybe a little bit better price to go in it, but unfortunately, it didn't materially popped up. So we thought we'd still do the trade, but it didn't go in the ideal price, which was yesterday, round about where the figure is there. I still remember. I know now it didn't get lower, but I was hoping to get maybe down to these levels here to get a buy, and unfortunately, it didn't get there. Started popping up. So that's the reason why. Maybe I haven't sent it yet. How many have you received, Mark? You should have got. You should have got at least a couple of them, because the Euro JPY, did you receive that as well as the other one? Maybe I've been busy sending it out. Just remember, you're knowledgeable enough to see it's a bit late chasing it now. It'll send out 81.75 or better. I'm not sure I'd be chasing now. I think your risks will all be up to maggots to chase it now anyway. Oh, it's in the mailbox. Okay. REC3. Sorry, Peter, I'm a bit stupid. What's recording 3 mean? I just received it now. Okay, sorry, I'm not. Are you getting it in the mailbox, or are you getting it some in the mailbox and some on your WhatsApp? Because as far as I know, below 2.5, getting them a receive through signature, receive, not record. Okay, now what should happen? You should be getting it some, I think, post in the mailbox, and then for the VIP, it should be maybe on your WhatsApp. So all have been on the mailbox. Okay, interesting. I think I just need to clarify that. Okay, no problem. We should get in. That's the main thing. Okay, good. That's strange, because we had quite, as you know, quite a few out. Is it not playing nice? Before look at that mailbox here. The last one was 26th January. That's strange. You should have got more than that. Well, if you're not a trader, Mark, or wherever, you got the number, just WhatsApp me. I have one, I'll just post it onto you. Look what that is. You JPY, maybe not this one. It's not playing nicely. So maybe that one was just as well you didn't get it. Not playing nice at all, is it? Wow, it's playing terribly. Just hope that 141 holds, because the stop's just below it. No, tomorrow. Thanks for reminding us. Tomorrow, I'm doing the morning session tomorrow, and I'm just taking the afternoon session off. I'm going out for a lunch, actually, to be honest. It's not playing nicely. That's an understatement. Playing bloody terribly. Just hope it bounces. Remember, we had that US dollar yen out, 3 pips from the stop loss, and ended up getting the TP. So maybe we get lucky. Ooh, well, it's flirting with it. Not good. What's the other one doing there? Is that also giving a bad show? UR, was it AUD? Where's UR AUD? Look along with your clock. UR AUD. That's giving a bit of the UR is letting us down, eh? It's not good either. Well, keep your fingers crossed. It might give you some problems and then jump. That's all I can say. Nothing on the economic front is there that I know about. What's happened? Where we are Tuesday. Hey, no, there's nothing on there. I don't know why. Okay, don't know. Maybe it's just the noise. Just keep your fingers crossed. This happens, as you know. This happens, so maybe it rescued. It's there to try if it comes right. But the French trade balance affected much, not that much. It's a big economy, but it's, I think, is it 17, 16 or 17 economies in the Eurozone. French is a sizable one, yeah, but it's not as big as the German. and just the Italians there and the other guys. So a little bit, but I'm actually going to make that big a deal. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Bondini. I actually. Then there's a man's wide awake. He's thinking, when everyone's miserable, I might get a better price opportunity. I like your style, my friend. Yes, I do. I do indeed. I think you get both of them there. I think it's going to bounce. EURAUD, and go back to the other one, which is the EURJPY. I do indeed, yeah. And you can get in there, the stop loss down here somewhere, and you got a beautiful TP right up there. Yes, I do. Well spotted. Yeah. Well spotted. So, as I say, always remember, yeah, well, it's good to have, because I didn't think it was a good point. Yeah. If you missed it and you came in late, did you a favor? Sometimes you miss a trade coming in late, that's just tough. Sometimes it actually does you a favor. Absolutely. I'm quite sticking with the strategy, the long trade, and you're getting immensely better price. What a pleasure. The house is still valued £1 million. People still like it, but I've got to escape the country. So I'll give you for 750,000 for a quick sale. What a pleasure. Same sort of principle. Yeah. I'd be very surprised. I'll be honest. I shouldn't tempt fate here. I'd be very surprised if it breaks right down here. But we could do, but I don't think, yeah, good idea. Okay, so both can go. You got the calculator. Don't forget, this is the calculator used here, not the other one, not the share calculator. And you get your risk reward. You can put a wider stop on this as well if you go in now. Maybe you put the stop down here somewhere. 140.70. No, the stop loss on this one, maybe on yours, stop loss we got 142.92. So it's still 35 pips away. There's that banner on the site there, just to remind people. No, the correct stop loss, leave it alone. I see on yours. Yeah, I've got it 142.92. Sorry, 140.92. What have I got here? EURJPY. Shit, no, I looked at the wrong one. I've got the T-bid looking at. Oh, do beg your pardon. My goodness, sorry about that, guys. You're quite right. I looked at the TP. Stuff are flashing through me on the bloody WhatsApp and everything. This took my concentration off. 41.20. Oh shit. Yeah, if we get stopped out. Oh my goodness, it's flirting with it. Yeah. I can't say leave your stop away because that's just not the correct trading principle. Beg your pardon. It looks like it might get stopped out. But if you're entering now, guys, obviously put a 140.70, 140.70. But it looks like you might get stopped out. It's 141.20 is the stop. Accurate. Don't know why that's happening. Okay, I think it's the French. Yeah. I'm going to post that one. Okay, right. Looks like, yeah, that could be it. Don't know why that's happened. What can I say? Try to stop loss. Nothing else I can add to it. I can swear, but then you don't like that. So yes, the correct stop loss. I do beg your pardon, Mark. I'd look at the TP on not the SL. That's why I get confused. Yeah, but if you are entering one dealing with it, obviously I couldn't stop at 140.70 with the same TP. That you're out. Sorry, guys. What a disaster to start the day. The others are doing so damn well as well. EURAUD. I've looked at, hey, Tom, she's left. Looks like her sell in the end worked out very well. Looked at my beauty in the end. Just shows why you just don't know sometimes. Eh? Is this misbehaving as well? URAUD? That's misbehaving as well, but maybe it'll come right. Okay. Oh, what can I say? We're to the German 30. Maybe let's look some good news now. See if that's doing okay. Yeah, that's not doing too badly. It's a nice profit, that one. At least that is right. 153.57. Yeah, that's about 60 pips in profit. If you just come down a bit further, you can even modify your stop loss to empty to save it. Yeah, the Japanese yen, I'm afraid. Yeah. Yeah. At least we're getting the pullback as mentioned yesterday. But I still think if it comes back here, we can buy it. If we get the pullback we expected, yeah. Oh, dear. But anyway, the AUD might get rested. German 30 is doing okay. AUD and ZD, maybe it's okay, not too bad. 0966, about the same. This is not negative. And Brent, well, we know Brent's up. That's fine. All right. GBP CHF, that might just cheer us up. See if that's still coming right. Now it's starting to pop up again as well. But this is profit for the time being. Okay, all right. Well, not much happy to that. Very disappointing on the JPY one. Looks like in retrospect, you might be right there. But I have to say, it looked good at the time, didn't it? It might have done, yeah. It could have done. I'm more liable to the German one, the French one, yeah. That might have happened, yeah. It is, I don't know the percentage size of the euro, but it's big. I think it's the fourth biggest economy in the world after US, China, Japan, and then Germany. Okay, yo. All right, let's move along anyway. Anything else you might discuss? Any other thoughts, any other comments and questions you'd like to look at? Yeah, been jumping up and down all over the place. It isn't a profitable moment, Zombie, but it's like a cat in a hot tin roof. You know what I mean? Like what you call it, a roller coaster. Absolutely. Let's just try this again. Shooting me on 1 hour. It comes off and then decides to bounce again. That might be coming off again. So I say leave the stock where it is. Hope you get dropped out on a loss because it isn't a profit at the moment. I just like to see it take out to round figure 1.11. Somewhere down there. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Well, I hope it's good. Thanks for the update, Anne-Marie. All right. What can I say? GBP CHF. Just hope it comes right. Okay. Any other comments? Any other question, guys? Let's not get too doom and gloom on the Euro JPY. Some guys might have joined a little bit late, might actually turn that one, done them a favor. But the others seem to be okay. So we do know, still, bless you the language, piss you off when you get a bad one, but you know it's going to happen. It's still, well, it's not good. But just trying to remember the other ones aren't too bad. That's the main thing. So far, anyway. And we've got quite a few shares to look at later on. Those who got them, and with possibly those who don't get into Charles Schwab, there's a good possibility there. We'll look at the opening price. So we've got quite a few, and most of them seem to be doing okay. So try and hope that will cheer you back up again if it's been stopped out in Euro JPY. And look at it, these bouncing now, which is always difficult to say to guys, don't move the stop away, and then they don't stop down and it bounces. You know what I mean? It's frustrating. But if you went it from on, I don't know if you did or not, you'd be smiling now. I don't think anyone's going to put their hand to admit it, but I think one or two did modify the stop away and should still be in. If you did and you're still in, let's see if we can get a recovery and we'll keep it alive. But serious across on that one. You'll never get me, is it? Okay, Pete. You understand where I'm coming from. I can't be the host here and suddenly say, I encourage you to do that. It's going to go with principle. But it's like anything else. I'm your driving instructor. Keep your two hands on the wheel. You know what I mean? We all know the driving instructor, we haven't got a pupil, often does take on the cell phone or one hand on the wheel, chat with somebody behind him. You know what I mean? But if it did, fair enough. But yeah, but if it doesn't work out for you, then you can't blame anybody else. It suddenly shoots down. Instead of losing 100 pips, you lose 150. That can always be material. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay, can I take 2 seconds? I've got a quiet moment with you with pleasure. First of all, if you're new, you've got to remember, shares like Google or I don't know, Apple or whatever, these are shares. You need to go to Stock Market Pulse. You've got the package on there, the simple learning management system or LMS. When you log in, you'll find somewhere in there. I think it's in resources. I don't have that, but I believe it's there. You'll see the the Excel spreadsheet to do the calculation. Other than that, that's when we talk about Forex, commodity indices, you use this risk calculator here. Now, that is not available on phones, so you have to have it on the laptop. If you don't have it, you must get it, right? How do you get it? You go to the live chat on the portal, Quick Trade or Stock Market College website, and you go to technical support, and then have your laptop ready to rock and roll with your, obviously, your MetaTrader 5 app open, and then they'll assist you in downloading it, as I've got here on the navigator. See the word navigator? You get the navigator from here. Sit there, make sure, click on there, view navigator, have it ready, and they'll put it there. Okay, right, it's quite simple. If you have it on instant, that price will move as the price of that specific instrument moves. So that goes up and down, so will that. If you want to put a pending order in, obviously you set the way you want to enter stop loss and TP, and that will give you the figures. So you're going in, no matter the stop limit, don't worry about that. Go for instant, then what you put in. So we're going to go long on this one, and we're going to put let's make one up here, 1.1185 for argument's sake. This is not a trade idea, it's an example. And then you're going to put 1.1225 off the top of my head. You put those figures in from the signal. Something went wrong there. Don't quite know who that is. Oh, no, it's short, that's why. Beg your pardon. So that'll be 1.1080. And this is obviously incorrect, so we'll put a proper one in there, 1.1195 for argument's sake. That's better. Now that's not going to work. So you need a risk over 1.5, call it 1.6. That's not going to work. So we're on the daily here, we'll be shoving it around. You can do this if you like. Move this down a little bit further, then you got a decent risk reward. And that will tell you, never mind your reward, but we'll keep an eye on the risk. That means it's 100 Rand for every micro. Yeah, we'll get close to that. I think it's confusing more people than solving that one anyway. Whatever. So it's 100 Rand a micro. You got that? So if you want to risk 200 Rand, clearly your volume's to 0.02. That will tell you your risk, and you make sure it's over 1.5. If it's below that, don't go for it. You'll get the signal, you put it there, put it in there, and you'll see there is the risk. Or even write it down on the signal what your risk is for 1, for 2, 3, 4. You shouldn't have the 3, 4. It doesn't really matter. You know that your risk per micro is $100, and you want to risk 500 Rand, clearly you go for 5 micros. Simple as that. If you got 400 Rand in your account, 100 Rand clearly is 25% of your capital. So you can't take the trade. If you've got less than 500, in fact, really less than 700, you're extremely limited on what you can take, even if you get a trading signal, because the risk is too high for your account. But that's how you use it. So that's all clear. We shouldn't post that because I'm not that keen on it. I'll discuss that in a moment there, Gerard. Okay, do you understand that now? What I'm talking about now. So get the risk reward. You've got to have it. If you're new to this, you've got to have this. All this thing's doing it. You've got to have the risk reward because the volume, it's got to be correct. Otherwise, you're overexposed. It's vital. Another way to put it, you go when you get paid at the end of the month, you just don't go and buy whatever. You budget because you know you've got food, rent to pay, on to pay, and car to pay, school fees, insurance, and whatever. So you just go and start buying stuff willy-nilly. You budget on that. Same with this, you've got a budget. It's a business, you need a budget. If your budget is small, you've got a lot of trades you're going to miss. You can't say, oh, I want more signals. Well, most of them are not going to be applicable to you because your risk as a percentage of your capital is too high. That is the problem with small funds. So if you have small funds, that's all you've got. That's fair enough. A lot of guys, because they're new to it, they're a bit nervous. They only allocate small to see what's going on. That's not a problem with that. Just bear in mind, you're very, very limited what you can do. Like in the big world out there. Let's say you go shopping with 100 rand for food. You're very limited what you can buy. Get the idea simply. It's not me chasing you for money. It's trying to put it through so you're seeing it objectively rather than through irrational fear. Okay, now I just want to quickly discuss this. It's been posted on there. Right. Let's talk about the micro. Off the record, I'm not that keen on it. You do have micros anyway. 0.01 is a micro. So you're encouraging guys now to go into the NASDAQ because they got it's on a 500 one because the margin is smaller. But I've mentioned many times, you do need funds for the free margin because the NAS jumps around. You know, Mark, as well as anybody, Gerard, whoever, it can jump 100 pips in the first few couple of minutes or so on opening at 4:30. If the guy's now gone into the NAS on a small account, he's facing a margin call. That's the problem. And why do you want a micro? You've got access to a micro anyway. Yeah, but then you're horrendously high leveraged. That's about 1,000 to 1 leverage. And they're trying to wipe that, and they're trying to stop that worldwide because that's impossible for around 100 to 1 leverage. That's a nano account, it's not a micro account. That's where it's a nano account, it's 0.0001, which is pointless for everybody. Points for the broker, points for the trader. You just do the maths on that, Mark. You kind of a 4 round on that. I'll show what I mean. Let's just do this. We've got to get this math right. I'm not sure everyone seems to be understanding this. Let's just do it quickly. With a few moments before the close. Right. First of all, you left click, right click, go to specifications. It says the contract size is 10. You all got that. What does that mean? It means 10 times this figure in dollars. So a 1.0 is an exposure of $124,000. A mini is therefore divided by 10 is $12,400. So the exposure or contract size on a micro is 1,246 US dollars. That's about 20,000 rand is the exposure. Now you've got 100 to 1. Divide 20,000 by 100, it brings you down to 200. You get my point. If you bring it down to, if you divide again to make it a 500 to 1 leverage, you divide 200 by 5, it gives you 40. You get it? So if you're talking down, that's 4 rand as a deposit on a micro, that's a 5,000 to 1 leverage. I don't know anywhere in the world you get that. So the maths are incorrect somewhere along the line for whatever you're doing there, Mark, or guys, or whatever. Number one. Number two, whether you've got a standard account or micro, what difference does it make? Because you can still go 0.01 on this one anyway. And number three, they say the limited position size is standard lot on the micro. You go bigger on this one. But if you can afford a standard lot, what the hell are you worried about a micro anyway? So again, slightly, what's the point? You see my point? The demo account then is the figures in doesn't make sense. I've done the figures with you, Mark. You're in the IT business. You must be fairly good on arithmetic. It cannot be 4 rand, like I mentioned. On a 10 size contract, that's a 5,000 to 1 leverage. Can't happen. Let's say it does. That's another problem because you've got the first coming, little funds, little money, little understanding, not a lot of mathematical knowledge. He's going to say, only £4 I think I'll get 10 of those. I can afford $40. He now goes in a mini. The exposure is still what it is. That moves 100 pips on opening on a mini. That's $100. That's 1,700 Rand. He's wiped out immediately. In fact, he'll lose more because on opening, it can jump. He gets slippage, and his 500 or 600, he might end up owing the broker a couple hundred Rand. Just understand the maths. Well, I don't know how they're doing it, but I know those brokers or whatever. But make sure, I'm not saying they're seedy or not, I don't know who they are. But I've just shown them the maths are there. The maths can't lie on this basis. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you with me on the maths? No problem, Dirk, fair enough. But Fani, you're a scientist. What do you think? Do you get me on the maths? And it's basically because the arithmetical knowledge, a lot of people is not that good. They don't understand it. But if you just do the maths on it, it can't be. So I don't care whether you've got a micro or whatever. Do not do the NAS if you've got a few $100 in your account. The volatility is too much for you to handle. I'm to encourage some of the smaller funds to do it, and they don't even understand that. They just don't have the cop to understand it. It's asking for trouble. You know what I mean? What, to be stopped out? Thanks very much, Mark. That's why I didn't post it on the group for those reasons. But anyway, there it is what it is. Okay, EURAUD. We got a stop at 42. It's a very tight stop. Yeah. Well, it looks like a good start to the day. If I get stopped as well. But you're a JPY. If you're still in peak, instead you are starting to try to recover. Yeah, Mabel holds a couple of buyers there. Are they squeezing in? Not really. You might get lucky. Yeah. Well, the two of them, not all the bad news. Let's brighten up a bit. The Brent's doing all right. The German 30 is doing all right. GBCHF's doing all right. The GBP NZD is doing beautifully. Gold was okay. S&P was okay. So the others are okay. Just see if they can come right. AUD USD, AUD NZD. Maybe that will cheer us up. AUD NZD. What are we getting at? 66. We're selling it. 35 pips. Okay, that's fine. But again, guys, do you understand what I'm saying about the micro? We get the maths right before you get cute with it. And the best way to do it is don't try and get something for nothing. I haven't got much money, so I'll fiddle with it. No, it's just somewhere online. It's got to be some sort of trade-off. Bear that in mind. Okay. All good? So it doesn't matter if you've got a micro, mini, you just want to make sure we're on the same page. As long you can afford the stop loss if it hits it. A very quick one, just to make sure we all understand this. Let's go to the NASDAQ. If you like 200 pip stops, we're looking for a short. I think we are, yeah. So look at a short on the NASDAQ. Right, short. Because the volatility opening at 4:30, you need at least 200 pip stop. So 200 pip on that would be 1, 2. I'm not saying you take this trade. I'm just using this as an example. 6, 6, 4. Maybe bigger. I'm just saying 200 minimum, maybe a bigger one. So you need at least, let's say, make it 350 difference. So that would be, make it 12,000 on the net. Make it 05. So you got your risk reward, that's not a problem. 350 Rand. You see my point? So you've got 250 in your account. I don't care if the margin is 50 Rand, you're going to 1 micro. If that tips your stop loss, well, you're wiped out. You've only got 200 bucks in your account. But let's say you've got 1,000 Rand in your account. You'll be wiped out. But that is 35% of your account you're putting at risk. Is that a good idea? If you've got 2 grand, that's 17%. You get the idea. So you need about 5 grand balance to handle that. On top of it, because of the volatility, you need free margin. So I've got 5 grand balance, but I've only got a grand free margin. Then you can't take it because you haven't got the free margin to handle the ups and downs. You get the idea. This is massively important for people to understand the basics of things you can control when you're trading. And that's where you could trip up. That's not the market doing that. It's not the trade signals doing that, because you haven't got the full understanding of the mass involved. It is very, very important. Like putting your hand up to the police officer, they stopped you. My speedometer is not working. That's why I was doing 180. I didn't know. That's not an excuse. You shouldn't be driving with a broken down speedometer, you know what I mean? Okay, we clear. You clear, Mark. What I'm saying, you can't, whatever that broker's doing, you cannot do a micro 4 rand as a deposit on 100 to 1. It's 5,000 to 1. Just do the maths. Okay, good enough. Are we all clear on that? It's important. Brady, with me? Fani, Gerard? Good. Yeah. So don't try and get smart. You've got the tools here, stick with it. Don't think I've got much money as a chance to make something out of nothing. Yeah. Good. Right, guys. We've got the trades out. Let's see if the ERAUD gets stopped out or gets rescued. We might get a bounce. The ERAUD, getting any form of bounce. Let's try the 5 minute. Might get a bounce. We'll see. It's Brent just before we close up. Brent's doing okay. Some of the guys can't join it now. The ship sailed. If you're on board, you'll be smiling, so that's not so bad. And the German 30. The DAX, if you don't know what that is, the same thing. What do we get in it? It's jumping a bit, but so don't get it stopped because it jumps around a bit. Leave it stop where it is. Still in profit, unless you get some more move down. Okay, that's good enough. Coming up to 11 o'clock. Hope you've got some value from today's class. And if you did, it'd be great to see you again at 4. Don't forget, anything you're not sure of, write it down and fire at me at 4 o'clock. US markets are open, then we can look at the shares amongst a recap and other stuff later on. Good stuff. Thanks very much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.